So today Paul and I are taking our bikes out for a little bit of a shakedown. Paul will be on his Tenere 700 and I'm actually taking out, on this occasion, just behind me, I don't know if you can see that, adjust that a bit better, is the Kove 450 Rally. So this is the first time this bike has been out. Sorry I'm covered in dirt. I didn't clean myself up from the last time on the WR. So we're going to shake this bike down today, nothing too dramatic, just see how it goes. My Tenere, which I own, which I've got for Africa, is obviously still sitting in the garage, but thought we'll give this bike a whirl today and see what we think about it from the average rider's point of view. Bear in mind, remember, I'm no MX rider, I'm 58 years of age now. I've just got into green laning and adventure riding over the last 3-4 years. So it's an everyday rider's sort of test. So hopefully this will be useful to some of you out there. And there we go. So see you again shortly. So just before we set off, just a quick run around the bike itself. You can see I've just put a flexible plate on the back of there for obvious reasons, because I anticipate this may go on the floor today, which would be a shame since it's reasonably nice and clean and good nick. So far I've only just ridden it down from my house to Paul's, which is 2 or 3 miles. So it feels a little bit jerky low down, but then again I've only just got on it and I've only just got it here, so it's going to take a little bit of time just to get dialed in. One thing we did notice with it, just getting it down to here, was we had in the reservoir here we had what appeared to be some coolant fluid. So we've checked the levels, checked the radiator itself. The level was right up at the top. We think it's just an overflow blowout. So we're going to stay local just for now, just to run it round and see how things go. But there you go, that's that. And of course there's Paul, he'll be on his Tenere, which is now repaired from the last trip out. Give it some. So it's lunch break now, and just my initial thoughts then on the bike. It's very similar to my WR250F. then again, I suppose it should be really. It's more of a rally bike, and the WR is an MX bike. It's a lot more jerkier on the throttle response than I thought it would be. Having said that, that's mainly on the road. I didn't really notice it on the tracks and trails so far, because I've either got the throttle on or I'm off. But I'm finding that a little bit more you do, like with any bike, just get more dialed in with it, and I'm finding it quite easy, responsive, handling wise, no problem at all. I haven't touched the sag or the suspension yet. Tyre pressures are set, what do we put the tyre pressures at, Paul? 30 psi front and rear. I'm not lowering them down because I'm not going to do anything too severe for me anyway, and I don't want to get a pinch flat or anything, so this is really just a brief shakedown. But generally I'm quite pleased with it. Feels light when you're on it. It's dead easy to turn round if you're in the track and you need to turn it round, unlike the Tenere, which is a bit more of a heavy beast, being over 200 kilos. But first impressions, yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. Do I think that I could probably just use this bike now rather than my WR250F? At this moment in time, I'm thinking, yeah, that is the way I could go. The whole reason for this bike was so I can ride out from home and take it up the tracks and trails, whereas the WR goes in the van. Anyway, more updates later. Thank you. Okay, so poor old Kove's had its first little baptism of fire. We rode about 25 miles to get from Wales into, from the Wirral into Wales, and then we've just been doing a few of the easier lanes and rockier lanes just to see how it performs. I want to be careful not to over rev it. The little issue we had just when we first started her up today, obviously to ride it properly for the first time, was, I think I mentioned that here there was coolant fluid that had appeared, but inside here you can't really see it, but it's basically where my finger's pointing. If you shine a light in there, there's the fluid level indicator, and it was showing at where it should be, between the minimum and the maximum point. We did also take the radiator cap off, which is set just inside there, and to do that we just had to undo these two connectors and the headlamp ones. It took a few seconds, and that seemed to, what was it, Paul, release the pressure, was it?
Yeah, it must be holding the pressure.
We think it was holding the pressure. So as soon as we did that, we checked the levels, everything's been fine, and the bike's temperature has been running midpoint, which I assume is where it should be. So Paul's hit a rut and ended up down there. And off you go. What are you doing there, Paul?
Come on.
I suppose you want me to help lift it up again, don't you?
Put your foot on the back wheel. It's in gear. Come on. Don't be getting more.
Wah, 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 wah.
At least the Tenere looks good while we're standing here waiting for him.
Okay, Paul's going to demonstrate at the height of 6'3" with a what inseam?
33-inch leg.
33-inch leg on the Tenere 700.
Standard seat, standard height.
Standard seat, standard height. Foot flat on the floor.
Yeah,
Happy?
flat with a bit of band.
Okay, you want to jump onto the Kove, mate.
Inch and a half higher, 2 inches higher.
Than the Tenere?
Yeah.
Okay, feel comfortable to you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll come around this other side to show you how he uses the ladder to get on. Being 5 foot.
5'8".
6.
5'8", 31-inch inseam leg.
You're almost flat-footed.
Yeah, almost flat-footed. But if I've got both feet down,
Half tippy toes.
I'm half tippy toes. Okie dokie. I'm going to go in the Kove. Okay, so there's one leg, bike upright, and foot off the floor. This is the standard height Kove. Like both feet. I'm on tippy toes.
Just the tip of the toes, that's it.
So I'm 5'8" with 31-inch inseam. This doesn't bother me, but it might bother others. So probably the low option would be better for you if you've got an issue with height. So there you have it. That's today's running bike straight out the box. The only thing alteration's been made to it is the flexible number plate, and I put the stock guards on it, which a little bit of fiddling around with the inserts to get that sorted. But other than that, I haven't touched it. I've literally left the settings as they are. And the tyre pressure is quite high. I hadn't checked the book. So I've just stuck 29 in it. It was quite bouncy at the rear and at the front, but obviously compression, rebound, all the rest of it all needs to be played with. It was just a running day today. Done about 100 miles on it, a little bit of road, a little bit of off-road, and it's performed well. I'm quite impressed with it. Would it replace the WR250? Yeah, it could, in all fairness. The WR goes in the van and gets taken out places, and I have fun with it. The Kove, I think, could just take me there by itself and drop it. I could pick that up no end. But is it an adventure bike? Well, compared to the Tenere, weight-wise, yes, certainly is. The Tenere, obviously over 200 kilos, with laden kit on the bike. It's going to take two of us, Paul and I, to lift that up. It'll be a struggle for myself. I probably could do it, obviously. I have done it before when you get all the kit off. But from a long distance adventure style of ride, which, as you know, my intention is to ride this from the UK to Cape Town down the west side of the continent of Africa, starting in January 24. I think I would prefer to be on this purely because it's robust, it's known for its reliability, and it's comfortable. Or I certainly find it comfortable. Some people find this seat uncomfortable. I've got a cool seat on it, and I don't. I find it, for my weight, 11.5 stone, 5'8", I'm quite okay with it. The Kove, would I use that as a long distance adventure bike? Well, the jury's still out on that, I'm afraid. Today's too short to know. The seat was reasonably stiff. Obviously things will soften up and you can change things. But would I want to go all the way to Cape Town on it at this moment in time? I think I could honestly say if you gave me the choice of that or the Tenere, the answer would be the Tenere. But hey ho, first impressions for a Chinese bike, what everyone's wondering about, I'm more than happy with it. The only big test now is the reliability and to see how it goes on that. Apart from that, more than happy. And I hope this has been a little bit of useful information for anyone else who's thinking of buying one or looking into them a bit more. And just finally, the last little bit, I would ask that if you would like to know any more, obviously you can send me, you can comment, but also please subscribe and like if you'd be so kind. As you know, for those that don't know, this is the bike I'm going to be using. I'll be riding to Cape Town, some 10,000 miles from UK, starting January, as I mentioned. So if you want to see how we get on that, Mr. Joe Average, two of us basically on Teneres. We are Joe Average riders, guys. We're nothing special. Yeah, we can do a little bit of off-roading now. I've been doing it for about 4 years and we've been away a little bit to get better. But 58 in our 50s, so don't expect miracles. We're no Paul Torreses, honestly. So if you want to see how we get on, please subscribe and like, and hopefully there'll be some stuff that you'll see how we're getting on through Africa from January onwards. So there you go, Tenere or the Kove. You make your own mind up on that, but either way they're both great bikes in different ways.